Welcome to a brand new video, and today we're starting something completely new and fresh, and it's going to be my final thoughts on the games of the NFL, and pretty much giving my insights on what I thought about the game, how teams are doing, my teams of the week, and my flops of the week. So, enjoy the video. It's episode 1 of week 2 of the NFL, and we're going to get you right on into the action. So, how this is going to work is that we're going to go through the Thursday night game, the 1 o'clock games on Sunday, then the 4 Eastern time games, the 4:30 games, and then we'll go to Sunday night, and then Monday Night Football. So, we'll start off, of course, is with the Bills and the Dolphins. And so, lots of this game here was a really letdown, of course, for the Miami Dolphins. They just lost to it again for a concussion. If you're a big fantasy manager, you are crying your eyes out when it comes to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle because and really it's going to be an A-chain show, I think, for the who knows how long for the remainder of the weeks. Now, of course, they signed Tyler Huntley to their team. Now, obviously, I don't think he has the offensive scheme down yet, so it's probably going to be a lot till might be a couple weeks, maybe till he starts. Maybe it'll be next week. I don't know. But either way, Josh Allen, but not just Josh Allen, James Cook absolutely dominated for the Buffalo Bills, excuse me. But A-Chain had a great game too for Miami. I mean, don't get me wrong, he had a great game. Lots of dump off passes he got all game, but the Bills ran through Miami with a huge win. I mean, the Bills own the Dolphins. I mean, it's been known for years now. Miami cannot beat Buffalo. It's just not going to happen for news how long, and it's probably not going to happen later in the season whenever they play again, whatever week it is. But either way, the Buffalo Bills dominate Miami, easy win. If you saw my first video of how I ranked the my projected win totals at the end of the year, right now, I'm shocked by the Buffalo right now. I'm shocked. I can't believe how the way this is going. I had them at possibly, I think it was 7 to 8 wins max. They're already 2-0. But I mean, we'll see how it goes. It's still early. I didn't think. I mean, I don't know. We'll see how the Bills do. I still think they're gonna flop, but right now they're looking really good. So Buffalo's 2-0. Miami drops 0-2. Miami fans, I'm sorry, it is not looking good. So now we'll go to the 1 o'clock games with starting off with the Chargers and Panthers. So now here, the JK all day. My Buckeye, J.K. Dobbins has been red hot for the Chargers. I mean, back-to-back 130-plus rushing yards games, and with not a lot of receiving help, but Justin Herbert's getting the job done. I mean, they're winning games. Of course, it's the Panthers, and they also beat the Raiders, but still, we saw the Raiders beat the Ravens, so we'll see. But anyway, the Chargers, they're 2-0. I mean, they're tied for first in the division in the AFC West with the Kansas City Chiefs. But Chargers are getting the job done. I mean, JK's been dominant for the Chargers like the last 2 games. I mean, not much to say here. I mean, it's an easy win. The Panthers are terrible, and now you saw it. Bryce Young is officially benched for Andy Dalton, and we're going to see how the Red Rocket does for the Panthers, so either way, they need to make the change, but the Panthers, it is going to be bad for a long time. Chargers, you're 2-0. Stay hot. But I don't like Jim Harbaugh. So, you have those NFL games where you really just don't care about. I mean, there might be 1 or 2 games where you literally just don't watch. For me, there's always that 1 o'clock game, and then there's that 4 o'clock game that I just do not care about. This game was one of them, and it was the Colts and Packers. I mean, it wasn't a bad game, don't get me wrong. We saw Malik Willis finally get his first career win, and it's going to be with the Green Bay Packers, but what in the world is wrong with the Colts? I mean, this team, it was the Colts and the Falcons. We'll get to the Falcons, of course, but the Colts are my biggest disappointment right now. I expected actually a lot out of Anthony Richardson. I get they played the Texans. That was a good game. They lost. It was close. But now you go into Green Bay against a backup quarterback and you just flop. I mean, this team Anthony Richardson's been playing bad. I have Michael Pittman in fantasy. That dude is a joke. I mean, it's all about Alec Pierce, and he's a wide receiver 3. But either way, I mean, he's good. But still, I mean, the Colts, they got to get it together. They're 0-2. The AFC, what division is it? AFC South, I'm sorry. AFC South is just terrible. Texans are already running away with the division. They're 2-0. Everyone else is 0-2. I'm just really disappointed in the Colts. They're playing really bad football right now. They need to get it together, but the Packers find a way to win. They're 1-1. Go freaking figure. Josh Jacobs had a day. I mean, either way, Willis gets his win. The Colts suck. What is going on in Indy? They got to get it together. Clock, it's ticking. Colts, we're starting to panic. The Packers are also 1-1. Go figure. I don't even want to talk about this. I don't even want to talk about it. I think I was maybe sent 10 different videos, I think I want to say. Maybe under that. That might be over-exaggerated. But my phone was blowing up with Stephen A. Smith laughing at my phone. Stephen A. Smith's laughing. I'm getting made fun of. The Cowboys lose. And they just got smacked. I mean, this game was over before it even started. I don't know what's going on in New Orleans, but they might be the best team in the NFL. That's going to be my excuse right now as a Cowboy fan. That's my excuse. The Saints are red hot. I mean, of course, Alvin Kamara goes off. I started him in fantasy. He got me 50 points. And I started Derek Carr, and he got me like 60. I mean, quarterbacks are a little increase in that league, but still, he went off. And Rashid Shaheed's amazing. Chris Olave's amazing. This team is great. And they didn't even have Marshawn Lattimore in the defense. And the Cowboys still couldn't get anything done. Jerry Jones, just like I've said it every year, please retire. No one wants you. You're the biggest joke to any organization in sports. And the Cowboys just laid an egg. They're terrible. Defense looked like it was 2020 again. Alvin Kamara has a day. Derek Carr has a day. Rashid Shaheed has a day. CeeDee Lamb was the only guy that really did anything on the offense. He had a big touchdown. That was about it for Dallas. I mean, Brandon Aubrey's still the best kicker in the NFL, and that's it. The Cowboys stink. The Saints right now look like a number 1 seed in the NFC. It's just embarrassing. It is embarrassing for what Dallas just did at home. I mean, back-to-back 40-plus points at home given up to the away teams. And, yeah, it's just bad. I mean, Dallas is just mediocre. All in. The team that was all in Texas is Houston, Jerry Jones. A pathetic day for Dallas, and they got to go against Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. I'm not looking to see what's about to happen. But for some reason, I have a feeling Dallas might win. It's just something Dallas would do. Because the Ravens, they don't look good. They had a good first game, but they got wrecked by they didn't get wrecked, but they blew it against the Raiders. What is new? Either way, Dallas. It's only September. We'll see you next week. Next up on the list, probably the upset of the week. The Minnesota Vikings. I mean, my gosh. What just happened there? What happened? The Minnesota Vikings go to 2-0 on the season. 2-0 with Sam Darnold running it with the Vikings. I mean, Justin Jefferson have a day. I mean, they couldn't stop him. 49ers, what just happened? Just now they lost Deebo Samuel. They're down Christian McCaffrey still, of course. 49ers might be in trouble. I mean, this team, I always want to put them high getting into the playoffs, but I know they'll never win a Super Bowl, and right now it still doesn't look like it. I know it's week 2. 49ers, embarrassing loss to the Vikings. Somehow, like I said, Minnesota's 2-0, first in the NFC North, and I don't even know. I can't believe it. That's probably one of my upsets of the week. Nobody expected the 49ers to lose that game. What a week it was for Minnesota. Can they keep it going with Sam Darnold? I'm actually loving it. Because I don't mind Minnesota. It's awesome. And it's great to see Minnesota winning. And I hate the 49ers. Great win. Great job, Sam Darnold. What a way to go for the Vikings. They're 2-0. And the 49ers lose. Amazing. Aaron Rodgers gets his first win now as an officially New York Jet. Gets the job done, but I am not impressed. I'm not impressed at all. I mean, I get it's an away game. It's in Tennessee, but that shouldn't matter at all. I mean, Tennessee's Tennessee. Will Levis does it again. He embarrasses himself on live television again, which is just amazing. But the Titans are just terrible. But I'm not impressed with the Jets win. It's just not, I don't know. Aaron Rodgers didn't have a bad game. 2 touchdowns. I mean, had some run game going, but I'm not impressed. I'm just not impressed with the Jets. I'm not. I don't think it's a great win. I mean, maybe it'll get them something going here, but the Titans are going to be the worst team in the NFL, and I still stand by that. Either way, I mean, not much to say. Congrats to Aaron Rodgers. I don't like it, but good win, I guess. Whatever. The Jets are 1-1, second in the division, but Titans are just awful. But Will Levis embarrassing himself once again on live television is just amazing. I cannot wait to see what Will Levis does next week. Either way, Jets, congrats on your win. I'm not impressed. All right, my possibly most likely the game of the week, the Buccaneers and the Detroit Lions. I didn't get to watch a whole lot of this game, unfortunately, but it was at a faint. I know it was a great watching the highlights and everything, a great game. The Buccaneers get it done in Detroit. Baker Mayfield leads the team down the field on their last drive of the game with a huge touchdown, and their defense gets the job done in the end. What a great game for the Buccaneers. I mean, a statement made, and to stay in that red hot right now, NFC South. I mean, unbelievable. No one expected that besides the Panthers, but of course, a great win for the Buccaneers, and Baker Mayfield is really impressive me right now. He's getting the job done right now as a Buccaneer in these last 2 weeks, putting up good numbers. I mean, watch out. I mean, they didn't have Rashid White, wasn't much of a factor at all. The Buccaneers get it done. They're 2-0 and the upset big time over the Lions. And they're just going to have to, Lions, I mean, I think that's just a kind of Jared Goff masterclass. I mean, I think he's a good quarterback, but he's just going to have to get, when it comes to the big games, he needs to get it done. I mean, they're going to need him in the biggest moments. He's going to have to prevail, but I still believe in the Lions. Tough loss. They'll bounce back. But either way, great game from the Buccaneers and a huge win. Just a huge win to go to 2-0. The laughing team of the week, the New York Giants. Losing Dawson Seibert and the Washington Commanders kicker was just the most Giants thing ever. I love it so much. The Giants are freaking terrible. And yeah, the team is just amazingly awful. And it's just amazing. They finally got Neighbors involved, which is about time. I mean, I don't know what took so long for that. The Giants, they're 0-2. They're awful. I think everybody cannot wait for the game for the Giants and Panthers. It's going to be the game of the year. No, seriously. The Giants suck. And the Commanders are now first in the NFC East with a division win, which obviously will not last. But congrats to Jaden Daniels on the win in his first career win in the NFL. Commanders are 1-1, and the Giants are 0-2 in the laughingstock of the NFL. It makes up for Dallas losing a little bit. Either way, the Giants stink. Commanders win. Way to go, Daniel Jones and the Giants. You guys lost to a kicker. This is kind of one of those other games I didn't watch a whole lot and pay attention to, which was the Browns and the Jaguars. I am really disappointed in the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, they are terrible. I mean, what has happened to Trevor Lawrence? The team is just bad. I mean, they're 0-2 now. The Browns find a way to win with Deshaun Watson. He had definitely a better game, of course, but nothing amazing. They can't get Amari Cooper the ball still somehow. As a Amari Cooper fantasy manager, I'm sick of it. But the Browns defense prevail and dominate the Jaguars. Well, not really dominate, but I mean, like, defensively, they dominated over Jacksonville. An 18-13 win. And Browns are now 1-1. They bounce back from the loss against my Cowboys. The Jaguars are tied for second at 0-2 in the AFC South. So that explains a lot. But either way, the Jaguars, they just need to figure it out. I mean, the guy that's not also getting involved at all is where in the world is Christian Kirk? I mean, that dude was a great receiver, had a great season last year with Jacksonville. And Trevor Lawrence and him connected very well, but now it's just, I mean, the Jaguars are just bad. I mean, it is not looking good in Jacksonville at all. The Browns get a huge bounce back win, and they'll try to continue that. And yeah, Jacksonville. Peterson, head coach, might be on the hot seat. Not looking good in Jacksonville. The Seahawks and Patriots. Seattle. This game was actually closer than I expected. I kind of expected Seattle to win by at least 9 to 10 points, but it was a 3-point slate. And it was the DK Metcalf and Jackson Smith-Njigba show. Geno Smith connected with these guys. They both had 100-plus receiving yards, and no Kenneth Walker, no problem. I am impressed with the Patriots a little bit, the way they played. I mean, they almost had it in the bag, but Seahawks offense had too much to prevail on, so they got the win in a close game. And the Patriots fall to 1-1. I didn't expect them to even be 1-1 right now. The Patriots are almost 2-0. I mean, they almost were a 2-0 team. Did not expect that. I would say Brissett deserves to stay the starter for who knows how long. We'll see if Drake May will ever get a shot at the season. I still believe that he will. But not much to say about this game. I didn't really get to pay attention to much of it either. But either way, the Seahawks offense had themselves a decent day. The Seahawks as well. They're 2-0 and in first in the NFC West. We'll see how long that lasts. But can that inconsistent team, new head coach, can they keep it consistent now? with winning. We'll see how it goes. Seahawks, you're 2-0. What a way to start. But thanks for beating New England. Even as an NFC team, kind of need the Seahawks to any NFC team to lose and either anything to help Dallas, but it's still early. And I mean, if you're division champ, it doesn't matter. Either way, congrats Seahawks on your win. Last but not least, the Raiders and Ravens. Baltimore, what in the world? I mean, Gardner Minshew comes back down 23-14 and with a win 26-23 over the Ravens. Now, what in the world is going on in Baltimore? 0-2 an unexpected start we did not expect to see. Really, they should be 2-0. I mean, they had the chance to really beat the Chiefs, didn't end up happening, and they had the game won against Las Vegas, really, and they just, wow. I mean, just bad. The Raiders find a way to win, go to 1-1 on the young season, and the Ravens, like I just said, are 0-2. They head to Dallas. Man, what if the Ravens actually start 0-3? I mean, because it can definitely happen. Not as a biased Cowboys fan. I actually kind of believe Dallas might win next week. I could be definitely wrong, but still, I mean, we're just going to see who gets the ball in Baltimore. I mean, who's going to have a day? I think it's going to be a Lamar show, of course. I think he's going to be on the ground a lot, running the ball. But I just don't, how much is that pass attack really even going to be an effect on that Baltimore defense? I don't know. So we'll see if Mark Andrews can really get more involved. What can Zay Flowers do? But either way, Ravens have a must-win game next week. They cannot fall to 0-3, especially in the AFC North. It can't happen. I mean, the Steelers are 2-0, the Browns are 1-1, Bengals 0-2, and the Ravens are 0-2. But still, it's a young season. But the AFC North is struggling a little bit. Some teams are still getting wins though. Either way, Ravens, you cannot start 0-3, and you cannot blow another game, especially again against the Raiders. We've seen it happen before. My gosh. Ravens, you're going to have to figure it out. Congrats, Raiders, on the upset. All right, now we'll head to the 4 o'clock games on Sunday. And of course, we're going to start with the hottest game that happened was the Bengals and Chiefs. Bengals fans, it was pass interference. I mean, as much I hate both of these teams so much, but I mean, it was a clear right call. I mean, the Bengals, you had this game won all the way. I mean, I get the Chiefs are definitely a better team, but the Bengals won this game 99.9% of this game. They just couldn't literally get the job done. I mean, it was the right call. It was pass interference, and the rivalry continues between these two teams, which I love, but I just despise both of these teams. I can't stand either one. Jamar Chase is a crybaby. He doesn't deserve his money. He doesn't. They've had one amazing season, and that's about it. I mean, of course, the injuries have hurt this team big time, and they're still without T. Higgins still, and I don't know. The running game right now is the biggest problem in Cincinnati. They gotta get a running back or something because they cannot run the ball. But either way, Bengals, you're 0-2 again. You're used to this. They got to get a win. They play the Commanders next week home. I believe they'll definitely get their first one of the season. But I'd laugh if the Commanders win. Unfortunately, I would. But I'm actually rooting for Cincinnati, of course, because of the division rival against Dallas. But either way, Chiefs are 2-0. Everyone expected it, of course. It was pass interference in a story. Harrison Butker for the win. One of the best kickers in the NFL as well. Chiefs are 2-0. Bengals, you lose the rivalry again. Suck it up. You're 0-2. You're used to it. That's it. Next up on the list is the Rams and Cardinals. Kyler Murray finally realized Marvin Harrison Jr. was drafted by the team, and he had a great first quarter, and that was it. Which is unfortunate because I wanted to see Marvin Harrison do more, and that's literally all he did was in the first quarter. But the Rams, oh boy, it is time to panic in LA. You're down Puka Nacua, now you're down Cooper Kupp, and it is not looking good for the Rams at all. Matthew Stafford needs help. DeMarcus Robinson's going to have to step up on the team. And yeah, I mean, not much to say about the Rams. Just they are in panic mode. And the Cardinals really, really impressed with the win, though. Did not expect them to drop 41 points against the Rams. Either way, the Cardinal, I'm getting behind the Cardinals hype train, though. I like the team, and I still think they can be good moving forward, so we'll see how they do. Until Black Ops 6 comes out, Kyler Murray, I expect him to play his best ball. Not much to say. Dominating performance by Arizona. See if they can get it done next week. Rams, I'm praying for you, but man, it is not looking good. Cardinals, you're 1-1. Rams, 0-2 to start the year and last in the NFC West. And then last but not least, the 4 o'clock games. And this was the 4 o'clock game I had no intention of watching because I did not care. And that was the Steelers and Broncos. The Steelers are still finding ways to win with scoring barely any points. They scored their first touchdown of the year and the only touchdown of the game for the Steelers. And they prevailed to 2-0. I mean, they haven't played anyone yet, really, but still, they beat the Broncos in Denver. They win by a touchdown, and that's about it. I mean, what a way for Justin Fields. I mean, will he continue to be the starter, and how long will he be the starter? I certainly believe Russell Wilson will be the starter once he is officially 100%, even though he's staying on the sidelines uniform, but whatever. Either way, Steelers, you're 2-0. You're first in the division. I know it's only week 2, but Mike Tomlin's still finding ways to win football games. The Broncos, it is time to panic for sure. The offense looks bad still. And yeah, they're it's just not looking good in Denver. There's a chance that team might be one of the worst teams in the NFL by the end of the year. The Titans might jump them. I don't know. We'll see. Because that offense is just bad. Grade F for the Broncos. Ugly loss at home against the Steelers. Steel City prevails to win, unfortunately. They're 2-0, and they lead the AFC North. And we move on to Sunday Night Football, which I did not expect this game to be this close. Houston's defense prevails in a dominating performance over Caleb Williams, sack after sack after sack after sack for the Texans defense. And CJ Stroud, not a bad game, but it was just a quiet night for the Texans offense. The Bears defense, I was actually impressed the way they played. I ended up going to bed at halftime, but due to my work schedule. But either way, the Texans, I mean, not an impressive win, but they're still 2-0, and they've already won their division because their division is awful. Either way, the Texans are going to run to the playoffs, and the Bears, I'm not giving up on them. I mean, right now, though, the only thing that's hurting the Bears, injuries are starting to pile up with their receivers. But, I mean, they played, but questionable with their rookie receiver from Washington and then Keenan Allen. Adunze, I just don't know how to pronounce his name, so I didn't say it. But to be being straight honest, Ramon Adunze, whatever. Either way, you know what I'm talking about. Either way, the Bears, we'll see if they stay healthy. We'll see how they do. Their offense is still clicking. Caleb Williams is still, he didn't play bad, but either way, he got no time to throw the ball. Texans with an ugly win. It's kind of like the Jets. I'm not impressed. I'm just not impressed with the win at all from Houston. I'm not impressed. The 2 wins this week I'm not impressed with are the Jets and Texans easily. Just not great wins. Just mediocre wins. Either way, we're still early in the season. Not much to say about this game. Texans get the win. They're 2-0. Bears in second place tied with the, well, actually 3-way tie for second with the Lions and Packers. All 1-1 teams. And yeah, Texans keep on at it. I'm all about CJ Stroud in that offense. They're probably just going to get better, though. Texans, congrats. My favorite game of the week, Monday Night Football. Thank you, Saquon Barkley, for dropping that pass. Thank you, Jalen Hurts and the Eagles for just folding in the game. That's really Saquon's fault, really. I mean, Atlanta and Kirk Cousins drive down the field with under a minute to go. Drake London touchdown. A beautiful ending story to week 2 with the Eagles losing on primetime to Kirk Cousins on Monday Night Football, which isn't Kirk Cousins' thing to do much to win on Monday night, and he gets it done. Eagles had the game won from the start to finish, but I mean, I guess really not. I mean, that's kind of what we all expected, but it didn't happen. I mean, they had the lead, and the Falcons took it back, and then the Eagles had it, and then they folded in the end. Just terrible play call to not run the clock down more, and their defense just decided not to get on the field in the last possession. And then the Falcons win. Jalen Hurts' interception at the end of the game is just priceless. The Eagles fall to 1-1. The Falcons now get their first win on the season. Congrats, Kirk Cousins and the Atlanta Falcons. On my favorite game, probably of the week, of the Eagles losing against the Falcons. That's pretty much all I got on that. Just a great win by the Falcons. Impressive. Amazing. Love it. But that about kind of wraps it up. But we got one more thing to do. I'm going to give you my team of the week and then my flop of the week for a team. I think we're going to start off with a flop. And that is going to be, I wanted to say Dallas, but I'm just not going to. it is the Baltimore Ravens. I am just not impressed with the Ravens at all against the home against the Raiders. An ugly win against Gardner Minshew in that offense. I mean, my gosh. I mean, I just that is just pathetic to me. I don't know. I mean, the way they played against Kansas City and then going in home against your home opener against the Raiders and losing is just pathetic. And they have a chance to go 0-3. Not impressed with the Ravens. My flop of the week by far. They got to get it figured out. And now, my team of the week is going to have to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, it was this close from being the Saints. But going into Detroit with that crowd and going into Motor City with that win is impressive, especially with a banged up secondary for Tampa Bay. They had injuries on that defensive side, and they go into Detroit and win on the game-winning drive. It's just kind of like the Falcons. I mean, game-winning drive is just the Buccaneers just stop the Lions on downs, and that's about it. So my team of the week is going to have to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with that huge win. It even could have been the Falcons. It really could have. But the way the just Buccaneers, I'm impressed with their win against the red hot Lions in that offense. They shut them down. And yeah, that's going to be my team of the week. Will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So with that stick, and that's probably going to be all we got. Those are my final thoughts on NFL Week 2. Just kind of going over some games for my first episode. Going to try to do this weekly. It was kind of a late idea, obviously, since I just started in Week 2. I could have done Week 1. Either way, it's all right. We're starting out with Week 2, and we're kind of go with it with the rest of the season. We'll go in the playoffs as well. And hope you guys enjoyed this video. Nothing too crazy, just doing some sports insides. I love doing some sports, and really something I really want to get more into. Either way, those are my final thoughts on NFL Week 2. Thursday Night Football, I think, is the Patriots. Yeah, Patriots and Jets on Thursday night. We'll see how that game goes. And can the Jets get their back-to-back wins, or can the Patriots bounce back? We'll see in Week 3 of the NFL slate. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Short and sweet and quick. And we'll get you at it. Cowboys, please win against the Ravens. I don't want to see Stephen A. Smith over my feed at all or on my televisions for the next 5 to 4 days, whatever. Either way, that's Week 2 of the NFL. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great one. See you in the next one.